Welcome back, gang. In this tutorial, you'll learn 3 tricks to improve the way you use the library's EBSCO database. You'll also learn how to avoid a trap that could cost you some points. In a separate tutorial, I cover the basics of logging into the database and conducting a search. You'll notice I've already gone through the first login step. If you're familiar with EBSCO, you know that I have to log in again if I want to access my search results. I'll do that now, using the same information that I used to log in the first time. Note, if you don't see this link at the top of the page, you'll be prompted to log in when you try to access an article. Now, to use all the features I'm about to show you, I need to log in a third time. I know it seems like a pain, but it is worthwhile. You can't use my third trick without logging in a third time. I find this login in the EBSCO toolbar at the top of my page. On the login page, I use my NU Google account, the one where I receive my university email. Okay, we're all logged in. While we're here, look at this folder icon at the top of the page. We'll see it again in a few minutes. Perfect. Let me insert some search terms. Social media, teenagers, and body image. You see that I'm taking advantage of EBSCO's automatic suggestions. Doing so will make sure that some of the terms I use will match the way the articles are indexed. But I was selective. Always take a moment to think about your choices. Sometimes no choice is the best choice. Now I click Search, and here are my results. Let me scroll to an article that will let me show you the tricks and the trap. Social media, thin ideal, body dissatisfaction and disordered eating attitudes, an exploratory analysis. Notice these 3 icons to the right of the title. I'll click on the middle one first, the one with the magnifying glass. It opens a panel that provides some basic information about the article. You can ignore most of it. But as I scroll down, I reveal the text of the article's abstract. You might remember that an abstract is a summary of an article. You can save a lot of time by reading the abstract now. If you decide the article won't help, you can ignore it and move on to another one. So that's the first trick. For trick number 2, I'll click the citation icon. This brings up some data that you can use in the references section of your essay. As you scroll through the list, you'll find references formatted for 10 commonly used documentation systems. These include Chicago style and MLA. For our class, you want APA style, which is 3rd in the list. In theory, you should be able to copy and paste this right into your references section. And sometimes that will be true. But be careful. Read this warning at the top of the panel. There will often be errors that you will need to correct after you paste the reference into your essay. That's the trap that I warned you about. In this case, I see that the title of the article is not capitalized correctly. Do you see all of these uppercase letters? They should be lowercase. You'll need to make changes. I also see this URL at the end of the reference. APA guidelines specifically tell you not to use a database URL. Why not? Because this link can only be accessed by someone with an NU affiliation. If you were publishing your paper, most of your readers would not be able to access this URL. That's why scholars put DOI numbers in their references. Now, it turns out that part of the URL is the DOI number, but it's not formatted completely. So I recommend that you copy the APA reference data here, then scroll down to the University of Chicago reference and copy the DOI number there. You'll still need to format the number as a URL, but you'll know that you have the correct number. In short, to be alert to possible errors, I've mentioned the 2 most common. There might be others. The citation tool is awesome, but you must use it critically. Finally, we're ready for trick number 3. This is the reason we logged into the database. Finding articles takes time. So does reading them. In the process, you can easily lose track of the articles that you like. Fortunately, EBSCO gives you a solution. You can keep a private folder that contains a reference to each of your articles. Just click on the folder icon with the plus symbol. Pretty cool, right? It changes to indicate that I've stored the reference. Now we can scroll to the top of the page. Look at the folder icon. Remember that I showed it to you a few minutes ago? It was empty then. Now it shows a little file to remind me that I've stored something here. Let's open it by clicking on it. And here's the article I just stored. This record is permanent. It will be here tomorrow and the week after, even if I log out. Just remember that you must be logged in to store items in your folder and to access the items in your folder. Let's take a moment to open this article in a new tab. I'll drag it to my tab bar. Here it is. I want you to see that for some articles, you'll find the citation tool on the right side of the window. It's exactly the same as the citation tool we looked at a few minutes ago, and that means it might make the same kinds of formatting errors. Okay, that's 3 tricks that will make your life easier and 1 trap that you should avoid. Thanks for watching. See you next time.